Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you. I don't celebrate Christmas, whatever, but I'm praying that, hoping that you guys had a blessed weekend. Um, had to take a couple of days off, load off, because I needed it. I get burnt out so easy these days. Um, what I'm going to talk about is I'm probably gonna this I'm probably gonna wind up doing this topic in three parts because um, it's going to be tips for single mothers. I'm doing tips for single mothers, giving single mothers some vital tips. But I got so many of them. I wrote them down. I have so many of them written down that in each one that I name, I'm going to explain each one as I go. So can't fit it all in one video. I only let my videos go so long. I don't let them go too long. So this is probably going to wind up being a three-part series. So stay tuned. Um, but this is part one of single mothers tips. Now, um, like I said in my last video, my single motherhood journey is coming to an end. My youngest will be 18 years old in approximately 5 months. And so my single motherhood, I'll always be a mother. Of course, you're always a mother. But as far as me raising kids and doing all the single mommy stuff, that chapter of my life will be officially over. Like I say, I'm happy, but at the same time, it's kind of sad, because now both my sons are fully, my other son is just turned 28, my oldest, because my oldest and my youngest are 10 years apart. So my youngest will be 18, and he's going to be making his way out into the world and um, try to navigate this journey called very difficult, rough, hard journey called life. um, and he's going to be transitioning into a young adult, a young man, and everything like that. So it's going to be another chapter of his life as well. I have two grandchildren. I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, and I got a 10-month-old grandson. And being a grandmother is a whole lot different than being a mother because um, you don't have, I watch my grandson, but um, I don't have him 24/7. I don't have the full responsibility. When you're a parent, you got full responsibility at all times, whereas a grandmother, um, you don't have that full responsibility unless you're raising them or something. So, being a grandmother, needless to say, being a grandmother is a whole lot more fun, a whole lot more fun than being an actual mom. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to starting this new chapter in my life, and not sure. Like I said, my whole life I've been raising kids, so I have to really find out who I am outside of being a mom. Because I've been raising kids since I was 22. So I've been, doing the single mother thing since I was 22 years old. So, and I'm 50 now, so that's a long time. And so, um, when I think about things, as far as my life and my plans and everything, I don't know. I don't. It seems like every time I try to plan something, it never works out. It seems like every time I try to plan um, or set a goal to do something, it just falls through. It just never works out. So that's quite frustrating. Um, I didn't get to finish school like I had planned, and I didn't get the job that I had planned on getting, and so life just basically just did not go the way I planned it to go. You know, so I don't know about the planning thing. I'm just basically right now just taking it day by day. And that's what basically that's scriptural. The Bible tells us that's what we should do anyway. Jehovah God tells us that's what we should do anyway, that we shouldn't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow has its own anxieties. I think that's Matthew 6:20, 5th, somewhere in there. So it's like, he says, don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow has its own anxieties. So I'm just not putting a lot of um, thought into, I am and I'm not, because there is things that I would like to do. Um, but but at the same time, I'm not making plans. I'm just kind of I get when I get to thinking about the future too much, sometimes I have anxiety and I get all stressed out. So I try not to do that. I just try to take each day as it comes. And sometimes it's hard for us to do that, but sometimes you have to do that. But anyway, this video that I'm doing right now, I learned a lot being a single mother over the years. Over all these years of being a single mom, I learned a lot of things. Learned some things through trial and error, and just my experience as a single mother. My journey as a single mother has been a very interesting one. It's been very difficult, extremely difficult. It's been extremely hard, um, and but at the same time, it was a huge learning experience, and I learned so much along the way about being a single mom and the strength that it takes to be a single mom. Like I said in some of my other videos, you have to have a tremendous amount of strength to be a single mother. And like I said, you can't draw that strength from the world. You gotta draw it from Jehovah God. You can't draw it from the world. There's no way you can draw it from the world. There's too many negative forces going on in the world for you to be trying to draw it from the world. You're not gonna draw it from the world. You gotta look to Jehovah God, and that's the only way, as far as I'm concerned, is my recommendation, because Jehovah God is the one that's pulled me through all these years. So many times that I had thought about giving up. So many times I wanted to break down, but then I come to realize I didn't have the luxury of breaking down because I had two children that I had to see to and look after, and they did not ask to come here. So I didn't have the luxury of breaking down or whatever, you know, and just checking out. I didn't have the luxury of that because I had two children that I had to think about, and so I had to look to Jehovah God to give me that strength to, and He did. I mean, oh my God, He gave me so much strength to endure over the years, and I thank Him so much. I thank Him so much for giving me the strength to endure all these years, because it's been rough. It's been a very, very, very rough journey for me as a single mom over the years. You guys don't know the half of it. It's been a very difficult and very, very hard road and very difficult journey for me. But at the same time, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned how to I learned how to manage my finances under a shoestring budget, because I've you know did a lot of struggling financially, and I learned how to I learned how to do a lot of things. I learned how to um, maintain keep a household, maintain a household. Um, I went to school. I went to school for many years while working and while raising my kids. I did that for many years. I went to school, worked, and raised my sons, and I did that for many, many, many years. So that I learned a lot from doing all that. I learned a lot about myself. Um, I learned that I'm stronger than I thought I was, because when I was pregnant with my youngest son, I just was thinking, oh, I cried the whole 9 months that I was pregnant, because it seems like I cried the whole time. I was very, very depressed because I honestly didn't know that I was going to be able to do it. I didn't know I was going to be able to raise another child alone as a single mother, and I knew that I was going to raise him alone because I knew his father wasn't going to be there. Well, I'm not going to go into all that, um, but Jehovah God He pulled me through. He pulled me through, and at times when I probably didn't deserve, um, for him to have his hands on me and pull me through, he did. He pulled me through, and like I said, I love him, and I thank him so much for doing that for me and getting me through. Because if it wasn't for God, I don't know what I would have done. Many, 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 many times. If it wasn't for God, I've seen His hand so many times over the years, being a single mom, and I highly recommend young single mothers. I've been looking at a lot of videos. I've been looking at a lot of videos of single mothers. This one I subscribed to is her name is what is her name? I just subscribed to her the other day. She had 2 children, and I can't think of it right now, but she's got 2 kids. And she's got the cutest little baby girl. Um, and just listening to her journey and giving her, I enjoy giving the young single mothers encouragement. Some of them, they come on and they, pour their heart out and they talk about how hard it is and everything. And I really, really love to give the young single moms encouragement, because I didn't already been where they trying to go. Where they trying to go, I didn't already done been. So I know how difficult it is, and I know how hard it is, and so I try to give them. I enjoy giving them words of encouragement, and I love that. And on Facebook as well, I give the single mothers encouragement. And so I've been looking at various different videos on here of single moms, and giving their testimony. And each single mother's journey is different. You can't put all single mothers in a box. Everybody got a story, and everybody's got a different situation. Everybody's situation is not the same. While one woman might have become a single mother for this reason, another woman might have became a single mother for that reason. Um, some single mothers are divorced. Some single mothers, they got kids by the same man. Some have more than one man. Um, but then you can't judge that situation, because like I said in one of my other videos, they might have had relationships with those guys and thought that it was going to be a sure thing and they were going to get married, but it didn't turn out that way. So I mean, people judge single mothers so harshly, especially here on YouTube, and particularly black female single mothers get judged very, very harshly. We are seem to be under more scrutiny than any other race for being single mothers, and um, I just think it's very unfair, because each um, every single mother, everybody got a story. Everybody's situation is different, and no 2 situations are the same. You know, um, so I've been looking at different videos on here of young single mothers, and like I said, they're giving their testimony and they're pouring their heart out, and some of them are crying and say, "Oh, it's very hard." And I love to give them that encouragement. I really enjoy giving them that encouragement, because I understand 100% how they feel and where they come from, because um, being a single mother, it takes a toll on you mentally, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually. You have to really, like I said, it's been a challenge for me over the years to really, really, really stay spiritually grounded. Very challenging for me to stay spiritually grounded. So, like, me being one of Jehovah's Witnesses, I go to my meetings, I read my Bible, and that's really instrumental to me, and it really helps me. I'm really glad that I met the Jehovah's Witnesses and started studying with them and everything, because through that organization, I was able to really, really draw close to Jehovah God, and was able to give me more strength um, than I need. More strength. I was able to get more strength as a single mother, to help me, along my single mother journey. And that's what these young ladies need, because being a single mother can take a toll on you on all levels, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and if you're not careful, because he's right there waiting to devour. So um, if you're not careful, he will pounce on you. So you gotta have Jehovah God in your corner. You gotta have him because he has no mercy on nobody. Satan has no mercy on anybody. And so being a single mom can take toll on you in all those areas. But you need that spiritual strength because um, you if you have that spiritual strength, you can deal with those other areas that you're struggling in as a single mother. That spiritual strength and that close relationship with Jehovah God is going to be your foundation as a single mom. And you will be able to, when you have that strong spiritual foundation, um, and you relying and you trust in God, Jehovah God, it is going to help you in those other areas. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. Trust me and believe me, I know what I'm talking about because I'm a living testimony. It's been able to help. It's helped me in a lot of other areas. It's going to help you pull those other areas together. It's going to help you strengthen you in those other areas. But if you don't have that spiritual foundation, if you don't have that close relationship with God, um, if you don't pray to Him and call out on Him, and that's what He wants us to do. Um, and you don't get that spiritual foundation and that strong relationship with God, then you really 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 are going to suffer in those other areas. You're really going to struggle in those other areas, and that can be detrimental to you, and that can be detrimental to your children if you're breaking down in those other areas. Um, it could be because you can't afford, as a single mother, you can't afford to break down emotionally too much, because if you break down emotionally too much, then you can't be there for your kids. So being a single mother, you have to take care of yourself on all levels. You have to take care of yourself spiritually being number one. You got to take care of yourself mentally. You got to take care of yourself emotionally the best way you know how. And you got to call on Jehovah God. He's the only one that can help you with that. So that's my first tip for single mothers is you got to make him the head of your household. Make Jehovah God the head of your household. You are the physical head of you, the mother. You are obviously the physical head of the household, but make Jehovah God your head. Make him your head, the head of you, because you have no physical male head of the household. Then you need to make Jehovah God your physical head. And I tell you, if it wasn't for Jehovah God, like I said, I'm a living testimony. If it wasn't for him, man, so many times, man, I could have just, you know, I mean, I'm stronger. I found out over the years, that I realized over the years that I'm stronger than I thought I was. When I was carrying my youngest son, I didn't think that I was going to be strong enough to endure, but turns out I had more strength than I thought I did. When you're put in a position to where you have no choice but to be strong, then that's you step up to the plate. You do what you got to do when you're put in a position to where you have no choice but to be strong. And so, and like I said, being a single mother takes a lot of strength, and the only way you're going to draw that strength is from Jehovah God. I mean, I kid you not, I will never tell you anything wrong. You can't draw it from the world. Too many negative forces going on in the world. You can't draw it from the world at all, period. Jehovah God is the only way you're going to be able to draw that strength. And if you look to him and you call on him, make him the head of your household, he will be there. That's my first tip for single mothers. Um, like I said, this might be a 4-part series. That's just one tip. I wrote down several tips on this for this video. I wrote down about 10 tips. No, 18. I wrote down 18 tips, so I'm going to explain each tip. So this is going to be a series, because like I said, I don't like let my videos go too long. So this is going to be my series. This is this is this means a lot to me, because like I said, I've been a single mother for many years. I'm looking at a lot of testimonies here from single mothers, young single mothers on YouTube, and I want to give them some vital tips that they can use to help them along their single motherhood journey. So stay tuned. I got some more. This is going to be a series, so just bear with me here. It's going to be a series because I wrote down so many of them and I got to explain each one as I go. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to get on here. I'm not going to try to wait too long in between videos either. I'm going to try to get on here and get this thing out the way. So guys, so bear with me. Okay. Um, Stay tuned for part 2 of tips for young single mothers. Uh, like and subscribe to my channel. This is Sweet Jill.